What counts as an extractor? Is it Shelly? Is it V? Is it Louis? And what is Tisha? Is she a distractor or is she support? And what about Bobette? Well, all these questions and more have been answered by me, as I have made a diagram of every single Dandy's World character and whether they are distractor, extractor, support, or even survivalists, and all the toons in between, into a neat little diagram where I can show you and help you make the best team you can by combining distractors, extractors, and supports. Now I will show you what I'm talking about. Now I made this little diagram here to help explain what I'm talking about. We have these 4 circles of extractor, distractor, support, and survivalist, and all these lines connecting them in between are actually a mix-up of both of these. So the green line would be a mix of support and distractor, while the red line up there would be a mix of extractor and distractor. Now, I know this might be a little bit confusing, so I'll start off with a pretty obvious example, which is, V. V is pretty obviously a extractor, right? She's got stats which are completely for distracting. She's got 4 skill check, 5 extraction speed. She's really good at extracting and probably the best extractor in the game. So V is an obvious extractor. Now, what would be a good support? Well, that would be Astro. Astro is clearly a support character. All his stats are made to do that. He can't extract well, he can't really distract because of his movement speed, but he has 5 stealth with which he can hide and help pebbles when they're distracting hard toons. Now, what will be a staple distractor? Well, as I mentioned, Pebble. He's got 5 movement speed and 4 stamina. This guy is a beast. He can run around the map doing anything he wants. He's built in to be a distractor. There's no arguing with that. Now, what is a staple? A clean-cut survivalist. There's actually a lot of options here, and we will get to that, but I think a really good option is Tegan. Tegan has an ability with which she can heal herself, and that is, in my opinion, exactly what a survivalist would have. As you can see here, Tegan, she has the ability to spend 100 tapes to heal herself by 1 heart. This means she can run around the map collecting tapes for herself, not really doing machines since she's got average machine doing, and not really distracting because she has 3 stealth, and she can't really support anybody, so she is clearly a survivalist. Now, what about these lands in between? Let's explain them by using a pretty clear example. Sprout, when you look at Sprout, he is pretty notable for his ability to heal others using 100 tapes. Now, Sprout also has 4 stars into movement speed and 5 stars into stamina, which makes him a really good distractor. Any tool with 4 movement speed can distract really well. This means that Sprout can both help his teammates by healing them and also distract toons if needed because of his high movement speed. So he is going to be on this green line here in between support and distractor. Now, a good line between a extractor and support would be Shelly. Shelly, she's got one of the best stats you'd want for an extractor. She's got 5 skill check. She's only got 3 extraction speed, but it's okay, so she makes it up with her 5 skill check. Now, she's got the ability to boost extraction speed of selected toons by 75% for 15 whole seconds. This is pretty much always going to be enough to give you that boost. If you're at least average at extraction, you'll be able to finish that machine right up when Shelly helps you. So she's really good at supporting her teammates and also extracting on her own because of her high extraction speed. Now, on the shred line here, extractor, distractor, there's only a couple good options, but I'd say a really good one would be Louis. Now, Louis, his base stats, they're not really what you would expect for a distractor. He's got 4 skill check. Yeah, he's got 4 skill check, which is good for an extractor, and 3 extraction speed. So he's got pretty good stats for an extractor. But what about distractor? He's only got 3-3 for movement and stamina. Well, his ability is what carries him to be a great distractor. With his ability, he can even be faster than Pebbles when running, and even a little bit faster when movement. Yes, I know, I was shocked too, but today I measured it with my friend and it's insane. But yeah, Louis here, he's both an extractor and distractor, since he can even be faster than Pebble. And now, this is our nice triangle here finished. Let's start by filling out the rest of the toons. So, we've already completed every single main character. Now, let's get down with the new characters. Ginger, Cole, Bobette, and Rudy. Now, Ginger, my mistake. Ginger, she's an interesting character. She can heal others, similar to Cosmo, using one of her own hearts. Now, she's got 4 stealth, and she's got mediocre extraction. So, I would put her into the support character. She supports her team by healing them. She can't really extract too well, and she also can't really distract at all, since she's got only 3 movement speed. But still, she is a really good supporter. She can support her team, heal them, and hide around. Now the same can be said for Cosmo. Cosmo is really similar to Bobette, so I'll just put him down right here. With her, he's only got a little bit difference with himself being a bit less capable of extracting, but a bit more capable of surviving. Still, they're still both support characters. But if I'm going to get into the nitty-gritty of it, I would put Ginger over here near the line with the extractor right here. She's not like Shelly, but she's there, and I would put Cosmo right up here near the line. They're still both completely supports, but I would put them there. Now, what about Cole? Well, Cole, he's a distractor, right? He can run around and distract, but his ability, he helps others completely using his ability. Cole can help you find rare items or useful items and distribute them along the team. So I would not put him as Sprout, but I would put him a little bit on this line. He's still on this green line right here, but I would absolutely put him leaning into the distractor. Now, what about Bobette? Well, Bobette is really, really confusing. She's a really weird character, and in my honest opinion, not that good of one, and kind of a letdown for a main character. She's got 4 points in the skill check, but 2 points into extraction. So in total, she still got 6, just like Poppy. Poppy also has 6 points, 3-3. She also has 6, so she's not that much better at extracting than Poppy. So she's not an extractor. Now she's only got 3 movement speed, although she has 5 stamina, but that doesn't really help her distract. So she can't be either of those. She's got 2 stealth, which is bad for survivability, of course. And she can, her passive ability helps others, while her active only helps herself. Now, she's a really confused one. As I said, she's neither an extractor or a distractor, getting rid of most of this triangle, leaving only survivalist, this line, and support. I would not say she's fully a support character, since she does have a lot of the characteristics that you would have in a more basic character, aka she's only got 5 points right here into stamina. The rest are basically just switched around. She's obviously got 2 health, which I would not put her as a survivalist, because a survivalist usually has 3 health. Because if you're trying to survive, you're not going to lose one of your own hearts. So I would put Bobette right here in between the survivalist category and the support. Now I know this is a little bit weird, a little bit out there, but Bobette, she's just a weird character, She's weird, and she does not really have a specific role she can fill. Yeah, she supports others with her passive, and that's about it. She's not really a survivalist or a support, but she is somewhere in between and definitely not anything rest. So I would put her on this line right here. Now, what about Rudy? Well, Rudy, he's a clear-cut survivalist. He's got 3-3-3 stats, and he's got an ability with which he can dash around and run away. Also, he's got the shortest cooldown of any ability, so that's really neat. But yeah, I would put him as a clear-cut survivalist. Now we've finished all the main characters and the Christmas tunes. I would like to start off with alphabetical order, right? Why not? What about Boxton? Boxton here. Boxton's a pretty clear-cut character. He has 3-3 stats, which in my eyes immediately puts him in survivalist, but he's got a really good ability which helps him extract really well. So I'm not going to put him as an extractor or a survivalist since he's good at both. I would put him right here in between. So Boxton, he's got 3-3 and this ability which helps him extract really fast. 48% is a lot. So Boxton is right here. Next, we have Brightney. Now Brightney, she's a clear-cut extractor. She can't distract. She doesn't really support except for her ability. So I would put her here as an extractor alongside V. Then we've got Gigi. Now Gigi, she's got 8 points into extracting, just like Shelly, but her ability, they put her right here onto this purple line. Not as extracting as Boxton, but more surviving because of her ability, of course. Then we've got Finn. Now Finn, he's got pretty basic stats as well. His stats are that he moved 1 point from stamina to skill check. Now this means that he is a extractor, obviously, so he's got a high skill check, but also he's not really a survivor because he's got less stamina. So I would put him right here, right next to Boxton, because you know he's a good extractor, but I would not put him completely as extractor since he's only got 7 points. That's not a lot, you know. That's only marginally better than, for example, Poppy without trinkets, obviously. Now let's look at Flutter. Now Flutter, she's a really good character. In my opinion, Flutter's a really good character and an interesting one as well. She's got similar stats to Pebble, where she's got 4 stamina, but only 4 movement speed. Now she's a really good distractor because she can run around, get the toons, and use her ability in order to run away from a dangerous Twisted. For example, if she's getting chased by Shelly or Toodles, she can use her ability every once in a while to keep her distance. And then now let's look at a character like Goob. Now Goob, he's really similar to Flutter. He's really similar to Flutter, except that he has less stealth and more skill check, which doesn't really matter for an extractor, but it does matter because less stealth is actually what you want as a distractor. So Goob is going to go right here with Cole, because Goob is really similar to Cole. When you're playing Goob, or when you want somebody to play Goob, you want them to distract but also support the team. If a Goob is just distracting, he's not using his character properly, because he can also help out his team really well. Now what about Gliston? Well, Gliston here, he's really similar to Gigi. He's got 1 less point in extraction overall, since he's only got 7 points. He's got 5 extraction, yes, but he's only got 2 into skill check. So he would go right here alongside Gigi because of his ability, which helps him survive really well. And he doesn't really extract too well. Similar to Finn, he's got 7 points into extraction, so he's going to go on this dark purple line right here. Now, what about the character Connie? Connie is, I would say, misunderstood, similar to Louis. She's not really an extractor. As you can see, she's only got 6 points into extraction overall, which is basically just like Poppy. So she's not that much better at extracting than Poppy. I sometimes even got machines finished faster as Poppy than as Connie. So I would not put her as either a distractor, extractor, not a support. She's a survivalist. She's a survivalist. Her ability, it helps her survive. It doesn't help her team. It doesn't help her do anything. It helps her survive. Of course, she goes invisible. Now, let's look at Poppy here, since I talked about her a lot. And she's got 353 stats and ability that helps her. That is a clear-cut survivalist. Now, Poppy is basically your state-of-the-art perfect survivalist. She's got 353 stats, nothing too much, nothing too less. She's good at everything. Although that's a bad term. She's not good at everything. She's okay at everything, right? Poppy here, she's got 33333, and she can run away faster when getting hit. I've only got a few toons left. Let's get rid of these tools here. She's looking at me pretty weirdly. Um, Tools, she's a survivalist. Her ability, it only helps herself. Now, she's got stats which lower her extraction speed, but make her stealth higher, which only benefits herself and not her team at all. So, tools, she's going to go right here alongside the rest of these characters. As you can see, she's got less extraction and more stealth. That means she's a survivalist. And what about Roger? Well, Roger, he's not really known for anything else except for his cool ability, his passive ability, with which he can get more research. But he's really an extractor. He lowered his own, he lowered his movement speed and increased his extraction speed. Um, and this means that he's just really good at extracting. He's got 7 points. He's not like Finn and Glisten where he has an ability to run away. He's not a survivalist. He has less movement speed and no ability to survive well. So he is a full-on extractor. Now Tisha is a good example of a mix between an extractor and distractor. Tisha, as I said before, characters that have one ability, one stat higher but one lower, still tend to have the same rate as others. So Tisha, she's got the same, um, she's got the similar stats to Finn, except Finn has more extraction speed, which means Finn will always finish when she's faster than Tisha. So Tisha's not really extraction. She's got 6 points, again, just like Poppy, but she has more movement speed. Now that's really interesting because more movement speed means she can distract, and her ability means she can help others. So she's going to go right here alongside Sprout in this spot between Distractor and Support. Razzle and Dazzle. Razzle and Dazzle is a really interesting character because R&D, they can be both. They can be both a extractor and distractor, of course, depending on the floor which they're in. If it's an even floor, they'll be both. If it's an even floor, they'll be extracting, and if it's an odd floor, they will be running around and distracting because they will have 4 movement speed. Now, we've only got 2 characters left right here. I'll save the best for last. We've got, I accidentally kept the 2 worst toons right here. It's Scraps and Shrimpo. So Scraps is clearly a survivalist. She's got pretty bad stats, of course. She's got 5 stamina, which is what she's known for. But she doesn't have anything notable except for that. She's got the ability to dash around and link up to other toons. But that doesn't really help anybody but herself. So that's a survivalist thing. And obviously, as you can see here, she's only got 5 points into extraction, so she's not an extractor. She's only got 2 movement speed, so she can't distract, and she can't help her team in any way. That's a survivalist if I've ever seen one. Pretty bad stat distribution. And now we were left with Shrimpo. Now, Shrimpo, let's be honest, Shrimpo can be anything here. He he can be anything that I've made here. Shrimpo is just simply the best character. He can be a distractor. He's the fastest in the game, obviously. He can be an extractor, he can be support. He can survive the best. And, I can't put him as anything here. I can't. I'm so sorry. I can't because he's just so good at everything here. He can just do everything, and I can't put him as one thing. That would just be uh, underestimating his character. So he's gonna get a little bit mad here. I'm sorry, Shrimpo. That's just how the world goes. You can't eat everything at once. So yeah, that would be it for my little diagram here. I hope this will help you in order to make the best team and get to the furthest floors you can. So yeah, if you have any complaints or if you have any opinions, leave a comment below and I will read it and comment what I think. So yeah, leave a like, subscribe, share this video with your fellow friends who play Dandy's World, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day.